I'm going to go through this little by little because there's a lot that you need to understand about the website. Because keep in mind that if you can make $30,000 on one job, then that means if the website causes you to lose one job, that's $30,000 that you just lost. So, and this website has all, I mean, you shouldn't have, I mean, when things move, it distracts you and takes away from the call to action. We've got more stuff moving on here. I mean, this thing's like a roller coaster ride. You get sick if you're not paying attention. This website's bad with all this going on, but it's not as bad as this with all this going on. But I'm going to take you one thing at a time. We'll cover one thing at a time. We're going to start with page speed because Google has said that if a website takes just 1 second to load, I mean, if it takes 3 seconds to load, you'll lose 53% of your traffic. Walmart, Amazon, all these companies, I mean, you've got thousands of these reviews that have been done about speed that show that just a 1 second load time can cost you money. But we'll go with what Amazon said. For every 100 millisecond improvement in load times, they saw a 1% increase in sales. They said that they actually lose millions, I think it may even been billions of dollars a year because of load times. But this website right here takes 20.2 seconds to load. It has to be in under 2.5 just to prevent from getting Google's penalty. Google gives a PageRank penalty if the website takes longer than 2.5 seconds. The reason they give that penalty is because they studied their ad network and they found that if a website takes just 3 seconds to load, it will lose 53% of its traffic. So this website is losing a ton of traffic. I mean, 200% of its traffic it's losing because of page speed. The developer has to be able to get your website in under 2.5 seconds just so it doesn't get a ranking penalty. This first content paint has to be in under 1 second. If it's not in under 1 second, Google can't spider the site. So they're going to it limits their ability to spider the site, which means that you can write content, put content on the site, but Google's not going to be able to find the content because they're not able to spider the website because they stop spidering if it takes longer than a second to load. If you look at your other website, it's bad. It takes 4.3 seconds, which means it's also got a Google penalty. And the first content paint takes 2.5. It's got to be under. If you look at this website I'm setting up right here, this Xargo, and I can explain to you why this thing's set up. I mean, this thing has the RMS system on here. It's got all. I mean, when you look at the RMS, you can click through and see. I mean, it's set up to do everything. It's got when you. The call to action is clean, it's quick. It tells you, hey, listen, enter your zip code right here. When you enter your zip code, it picks the power companies for that area. Then you pick your power company, and it walks you through this thing step by step. I mean, you say, what was your most recent power bill? This is designed to, and it tells you, hey, listen, you entered a zip code for Stockbridge, Georgia, 30281. This thing is designed to walk you through and collect your information. Is this residential, commercial? So not only is it giving you what you need to bid the job, but it is also collecting the information from the customer. It's building trust. It's letting them know, hey, listen, we're professional. We know the information that we need. Is this a one-story house or two-story? I mean, it takes you through step by step. And the load times or where they're supposed to be. It's got to be in under 1 second. This hits 0.9 milliseconds, which is right at the point. You know, it should be a little better than that, but 0.9 milliseconds is under the second, so there's no spidering problems. 1.2 milliseconds, and this is usually below a second too, but at 1.2 milliseconds, that there's no Google ranking penalties. This is below the 2.5, and usually when we finish a site, it's got 100% across all these because this shows you the errors. This takes me down here and it says, hey, listen, the error right here is because you're showing one image size for this logo and it's the wrong size. So that should be fixed. I mean, there's an error there, so it should be fixed. If we look over here, This one right here is showing the performance problems. We can come down here. It says that there's a problem with the delivery on all these images. There's a document latency here. I mean, it shows you the problems. And when you look at this website, if a professional knows there's a problem with his code, he fixes that code. And all this right here is showing you all the errors. So I don't understand why you wouldn't fix it if it shows. And you can also look. This right here shows the coding, and I'll get into these coding errors and explain to you why this matters in another video. But basically, I wanted to start with speed. So on this right here, this website, when they build your site for you, they have to be able to get this in under 0.9 millisecond. This is Google's tool. This is Google's pagespeed.web.dev. They built this tool because they use this for ranking. They don't use a third-party tool. They don't use this other tool. This is the tool they use. So this is the tool your web developer has to use, and he has to get these numbers correct, because if the numbers aren't correct, it's going to cost you money. If it's costing you money, that's money out of your pocket. I'm not sure how they pay you. I'm guessing you get paid for when you're making sales and everything. So if the website is preventing you from making sales, that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt your bottom line. That's going to hurt the company's bottom line. That's going to hurt your performance with Baja, because they're going to be looking. They're going to be looking and saying, "Hey, listen, we expect these numbers. We expect this to. We expect you to make sales and make money. If you're making money, then everybody's happy." So, when you're looking at solar, most people have a distrust of solar. That they don't trust the solar power companies. They're already saying, "Hey, listen, we hear about a lot of scams. We hear about a lot of problems with it not being put in correctly. This is a very delicate product, and it has to be done correctly." So people are doing. 98% of people do some form of online research before making a purchase. And it may not be true for government stuff, because governments, they just whoever. But for consumers, for people who own businesses and are trying to run their business and do correctly, 98% of them are going to do some form of online research before they make a solar investment. So this website has to be built correctly. It's got to be built and designed to walk them through and explain and build trust, and it serves a purpose. There's got to be a purpose to website serving right here. And like I said, I'm going to go through this. So they have a blog on here. I'm not sure. They got so much going on. And this is spam here. Google's going to see. You can't have this many links in the bottom. Solar blog here. But you can't have all those links in the bottom. When they build your website for you, you got to make sure they don't do that type of stuff. And this is kind of a strange. I guess each one of these is a blog post. A little strange looking blog, isn't it? Related post, most read post. But you want to have a blog. It looks like they got a calculator on here, solar savings calculator. It seems like they would use the calculator on the website. Detect your location. Detect block. I'm not going to give my information. So, I mean, how do you enter? I mean, if I want to enter a location, can I enter a location? Average monthly bill. But anyway, calculate, residential, calculate. See, and that's slow. It's taking a long time to do that. And this is showing me a bunch of stuff here. See, this is kind of confusing looking at all this. You'd have to go through and spend some time on it to see. And is this just showing the same stuff no matter what information you enter? And it's not collecting. It showed me all this stuff, but it doesn't know who I am. It knows nothing about me. This does not help you make sales. You've got to be, but we'll get into all that later. Anyway, I want to start with the speed. I want to explain to you the speed and why the speed is important. Google cannot spider the site. This isn't in under a second. And this one right here takes 2.5. That's going to be under a second. And this one takes 4.2. You have to get your developer to get the speed correct. And there's tools out there. There's PageSpeedWeb.dev, which is Google's PageSpeed tool that they built specifically for this. They use this for ranking websites. This is part of the ranking algorithm, and you've got to have those numbers right. So you've got to get your web developer to get those numbers correct for your ranking. And I'll get into the other stuff in the next videos. But the first one, I just wanted to talk about the speed and explain why it's important, and then I'll get into the other problems with the website as I go through this.